Alright, so probably are saying, oh, that guy just totally cut you off. Well, actually what happened is I waved that guy in. You might not have seen it, but there was a big old construction sign like right there in that driveway. So people coming out of the driveway there's no way that they can see the traffic coming. And yeah, it just creates all kinds of problems. So I knew if I didn't, give that guy a hand, that he was gonna get screwed. So yeah, that's why I waved him in, so that, plus he was going at basically the same time I was, just because I was a little bit down the road. He, if I'd had, just accelerated, he wouldn't have been able to go. And there were people coming, right there. So, it was a courteous thing to do. And I knew he was right on top of it. I knew that as soon as he saw me wave, he was gonna go. So, yeah. I probably wouldn't have done that if I hadn't, basically made eye contact with that guy and, was not pretty sure that he was just gonna, pop out and go. But anyway. Guy. We've gone and gotten stuff a couple of times. We got, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 pieces of machinery from him, and so I went once. I went the first day and checked it out and made sure we wanted it and everything, and then went back a couple of days later. Got a bunch of stuff. Well, so we went back a couple of days later. So we went, okay, so we went the first day, hung out with them for a little bit. Yeah, me and my brother went, and we're like, yeah, okay, we want this for sure. Then we went a few days later just to get a plan, kind of figure out how we were going to do it, what we were going to do. And, talk to them a bunch more. I've got a couple of cousins that both worked at a print shop. Man, you see this guy in that Audi? That guy came flying around me as we were going down the last road, and then was hardcore tailgating this guy. I'm talking within a foot of his bumper. And then as soon as he got any space, he popped out and shot around him, just no signals either. And what a dork. Okay, so went back a couple of days later and just kind of got a plan. So when I say printing press, you're either thinking this little tabletop type of deal where you can kind of little hand crank or something like that, and it prints a 3x5 card, right? Or you're thinking this huge production thing that they use to print the New York Times on, and it's the size of a small warehouse or whatever. Well, what we're getting is actually kind of somewhere in between the two. So it is a big machine, but it's not this huge, warehouse size deal. It's about the size, it's about the footprint of maybe a washer and dryer. You got them sitting side by side. It's about that big, but it's probably about 5 feet tall, maybe a little less. This thing though, you know, it's got all these rollers in there, and it's got to be like as stable as possible. And the way you make, you know, one of the ways you make machinery like that, you know, super stable and keep it from just vibrating itself to death, is you make it heavy. You make it heavy as all get out, and that way, when if something vibrates or as the motor's running, the motor vibrations from the motor are not enough to vibrate the whole machine. So maybe you get like a little murmur going through, but it's like not like a vibration that's going to mess up, mess up the alignment of the machine or anything like that. So this thing has got 2 frames, two pieces of the frame basically, and everything's attached in between these, but these 2 pieces of frame are like inch thick cast iron, and just super heavy. And then it's on this like super thick, heavy gauge angle iron base. So when I looked online, just the press, not including this heavy angle iron base that it's attached to, are like 1,000 pounds. And then this angle iron base, it's at least another few hundred pounds, maybe 400 or 500 pounds, just because of how big, just how heavy the gauge is. And because the base needs to be something that will withstand all the vibration and everything, and then kind of muffle and deaden the vibration. But yeah, just really crazy. So it's not the type of thing that you can just show up and with a couple of guys. You can't like just grab your buddy and be like, hey, let's go, and we'll just throw in the back of our back of your Tahoe or whatever. No, like this is like a big deal. And we had 4 guys and a pallet jack, and it was still like a big struggle getting this thing loaded. And we had a trailer with a ramp, and this thing was still like a big struggle to get onto the trailer. And then this trailer that we had, made for like hauling stuff. It was, you could tell that this trailer was like, it was loaded, loaded to the max. And yeah, so anyway, I don't know where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so so we made a plan of what we're gonna do. We knew it was gonna be a big deal getting it. Then we went back once. We got a couple of pieces of the machinery that that we were wanting, or a couple of pieces of the machinery that they were wanting to get rid of. And then we went back a 3rd time, or I guess 4th time, and got the main printing press, the one that's functional. And now there's a 2nd press that is basically just parts. I don't know if I said that this morning, but press is basically just parts. So we're going back, and they have just bins and buckets and all kinds of stuff, full of different miscellaneous parts and supplies. And they've got the press we got has called a roll converter. And basically what that does is take a roll of paper and unwinds it and then cuts it into sheets. So, but they have a couple of rolls, 2 or 3 rolls of paper that they can't use on their new machine that they said we could have. But again, big old a huge big old roll of paper, you're not talking about 20 or 30 pounds of paper. You're talking about like 150 or 200 pounds of paper. So, yeah. So just more stuff to go and take care of. Let's see if someone tries to shoot in front of me as we make this turn right here. There's someone here on my right that looks like they're trying to. Oh. Okay, so see right here, not being a jerk here, and I'm going, you know, at a totally appropriate time, but I let this person go in front of me. I'm in the lane that's merging. You know, I have the responsibility to merge, so, you know, I did it in a courteous manner. That's that. You know, tell you what, I think that people should just save your money. Do not go and pay some high price or whatever driver's ed teacher, right? Just watch my videos and you will learn how to drive just fine. Yeah, and what's more is the goofy driver's ed teacher. You know, he's not going to teach you like how to actually drive, right? He's going to teach you like, you know, whatever, the technical way to drive, or, you know, I don't even know how to describe it, right? But you know, especially if you're, you know, that age where you're taking driver's ed or whatever, like, you got to learn that there's life and textbooks do not always, in fact, very frequently, if not most frequently, do not match up. And you've got to pick the things out of your textbook and that are, you know, that do work and do apply to real life. And then you've got to, like, understand and modify what you learn out of a textbook to fit what is real life. So that's my 2 cents. And we'll sign off. Thanks. Bye.